So hello, welcome to my channel again. My name is Kat, and today's topic is are you walking on a broken glass, which might mean many different things, but depending, from in your life situation. But it's mostly about being punished for something. It doesn't necessarily always mean that you are being punished for anything specific. You might be going through a really difficult life journey, life phase right now, where you feel like you don't belong to the group, that you are currently a member of. Might also be that a partner, a family make you feel guilty for not taking the route that you should. Maybe you feel responsible, for something. You feel obliged. You feel commitment to something, and you just your heart is not in it. You feel like you're just walking on the broken glass. Walking your path because of other people. So it's basically all about maybe doing things or feeling things that are not necessarily the best for you, what you want to experience right now. So we have three options here, all really interesting reading, I would say. There's quite a lot. But the first reading starts with this beautiful angel with heart. And if you resonate with this beautiful angel, then for you it's reading number 1. Then we've got second reading that's associated with this key. And if you feel like the key is the symbol that kind of connects with you, then it's number 2 reading. And number 3 is associated with this beautiful brown rhinestone butterfly. And if you resonate with this one, then it's reading number 3. Anyway, I think that I feel slightly more comfortable doing the reading in English because I have already mentioned in the past videos, but that English is not my first language, so I will struggle a bit. I'm also doing reading in Czech, so for those of you who are trying to learn Czech, you might be also interested in my other channel, which if you leave a comment that you would like to look at the readings in my native language, then I can definitely send you the link. And I really enjoy this. I definitely enjoy reading the cards, and I think the more I'm reading, the more I'm capable of seeing how complex they are, that there is not only one way to read them. There are many different ways. The possibilities are basically endless, and I have chosen to do a little bit more free association, more Jungian approach, Freudian approach. I'm definitely interested in analytical psychology. I'm interested in reading the tarot cards, reading telling you about their universal meanings, but also kind of come up with interesting ideas, and sometimes we just have to kind of use our fantasy, use our imagination, and be more spontaneous. And sometimes we come up with meanings of the cards as the whole, or specific symbolic images that we find on the tarot cards, where we can find many of them on one card. So we have quite a lot to work with, and then we have different combinations. So if you are interested in the tarot cards yourself, then you might find my readings also interesting. Like I said also in the previous video, these are basically not shown like exactly for everyone, because these are more like general universal readings from which we should just take what we want. We take an inspiration. Not everything that I will be telling you, when you are listening to the reading that you have chosen, not everything will kind of fall 100% in the place, but hopefully there will be quite a lot that you can work with. And we are definitely talking about synchronicity, so maybe the tarot reading that you have chosen, even though you feel like it might not necessarily be 100% best suited for you, there is quite a lot to work with. So maybe you can look at it as a song, inspirational song, movie, inspirational book. It's a form of art. So you are looking at this painting, you are in a gallery, and even though the picture on the painting does not necessarily convey your story, you might be thinking about, what's the connection between me and this painting? There might be some connection. So it's also intuitive work for you. It's also work of imagination for you when you are listening to these readings, and that's exactly what I'm hoping to do in the future, to progress in this kind of manner, to look at the cards as a form of art. So I really hope that you will enjoy my reading or readings if you decide to listen to more of my readings, because you definitely find inspiration in all of them. And anyway, I will see you again, hopefully during the weekend, where I am going to discuss relationships, partnerships, love, romantic life, and so on. So I have separated basically the week into like a working day where I'm talking about more psychological topics, and the weekend where I am going to talk about more romantic relationships. So that's all for today, and hopefully I will see you, or we will hear you will hear from me in my next reading this weekend. And bye bye for now. So if you've chosen this beautiful little angel with heart, then this reading is for you. And today we are looking at the topic or question: are you walking on a broken glass? Which means that are you being punished for something? Are you feeling that you have to kind of suffer for something? Maybe that you haven't done it. Maybe you know what you've done, but you just don't know how to make things all right again. Is someone basically punishing you so hard that it becomes kind of central point of your life now? So let's have a look what we've got here. So the first card is exhaustion. So it might refer to state of mind where we literally, something is going on that takes most of the energy that we have. And then we've got Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is definitely associated. I'm gonna have to adjust the light because you can't see the pictures. So this is better. This is better. Thunderbolt is associated with the tower in traditional tarot, and it kind of portrays that you have been punished for something. Stress. Okay, we've got another card that kind of supports the idea that you have been kind of living a hell recently, only because someone maybe put you in a situation, or maybe life put you in a situation where you just basically feel like you have been punished for something, because maybe you just have a lot of work overload. Exhaustion would definitely refer to that. But let's have a look at the other cards. I'll have a look at the Tarot first before Symbolon. Symbolon is going to be the last tarot that I'm going to use for this reading. And I already feel like that there's been quite a lot on your, that you're quite heavy burden on you. And I think that what you need is to kind of look at it from a slightly different point of view, maybe. We've got the little monkey that tries to burst the bubble, on which this clown is performing his act. And the best thing is to always look at the details as well on the cards, not only the universal meanings, but also the details and the impression that we get from them, because I'm using quite a lot of free association. So the bubble might represent something that you are holding in. Okay. We've got the Ace of Cups, which is a really beautiful card. So there is a great potential for healing. And we've got 2 cups, a love. Oh, that's wonderful. So you have really beautiful cards, and I wish that the light was kind of not standing in the way, so you see the cards properly. I'm gonna probably just turn it around. We still got a lot of light here, hopefully. Okay. We have this beautiful card. The love is obviously one of my most favorite cards, because it's not necessarily love between you and someone else. It could be love that you hold for yourself, that you can direct yourself. I just have a feeling there's a lot of introspection going on, a lot of reflection needed. And we've got the Valor, so you have to believe in something to go forward. I think that you've probably tried. From the set of cards that I've already put on the table for you, from them I can tell that you are a person who definitely cares a lot. So maybe sometimes you are also in the center of attention, maybe that's not the best thing to go forward as well. Are you taking the blame for something that happened? Do you feel that there might be obstacles in a way for you to express yourself in a way that you would like to? The Ace of Cups would suggest that perhaps you have something on your chest, that you would like to come forward with. We have the injury card from Symbolon. Okay, so that already again tells me that you might have been hurt. We are just basically referring to the saying "walking on a broken glass," and it kind of, now I have a feeling that you have been walking on that broken glass for some time. We've got Betia from Symbolon, and she has been kind of entrapped, by the Emperor. Yeah. He's basically using her services. She is telling him about the future. She's basically a psychic, that's been used. She's a fortune teller, or she sees things, and he's using her basically. And we've got a puppet card from the Symbolon. Okay, we'll have a look at the astrological connections here, but the puppet card, with all of the rest of the cards here, suggests that you have been in a position of someone who not only cares, but who is kind of obliged to do things for others that you might not necessarily feel fully comfortable with. And the same way as the person sits here in that robot, you have been kind of enslaved, same as the Peter. It, I think that the important thing here is to think about, can you express yourself the way you want? Do you actually live the life that you always wanted to live? Are you living according to your values? According to your belief ideals? um I think that what's necessary here is to open up about things with someone. There is definitely a sign that there is someone other. Okay, we are talking about either couple, a best friend, or your relationship with a significant person from your family, because we have twos here. Okay, we have two figures falling from the tower. We have two cups that suggest, and these two fish, they symbolize basically a relationship between two people. And then we've got Peter with the Emperor here. They are also significant for having some form of relationship. Is this relationship kind of controlling? Is one person too dominant, to the other person too submissive? Are you listening um, to someone's, is someone trying to kind of direct you in life, trying to control you in a way? um, at work, are you doing the job that you think that you have potential with? Are you trying to do too much? If we look at this stress card, the clown actually has 3 legs, so he's really hardly coping now, because look at his face, how exhausted he is. Like, he's stressed because the performance that he is expected to do is just a bit too complicated. So he knows that at some point he's gonna fall. And the monkey who he kind of leads here, he hopes that the monkey inside of him will burst the bubble so he can finally relax, because the monkey represents the kind of more intuitive, more like the active side, the most spontaneous side of our psyche. So you have to question yourself, do you feel comfortable to express yourself? Do you feel comfortable to act on your behalf? Do you have the power and control in your hands? It looks like the robot, that there's something outside, external, that is taking control over you. And I'm going to refer again to that topic, to that question that we have for today's readings. Are you walking on a broken glass? You certainly are, because I feel that you must heal something here. You're definitely you are reaching the point of realization, because you have the center card here. It represents our soul. It represents who we are at this very point. And I think that you came to a realization, but you also realize that you have to reach certain points, same like the clown is waiting for the bubble to burst, and the man who is exhausted, who's just resigning here inside within the robot, he is waiting for something, for the robot to just basically break, and so you can be again freed. Okay, so let's have a look at the astrological connections here. I think that we have a combination of astrological signs, but I'm going to talk about those that kind of stick out for me. Okay, so there might be a bit of kind of contradictions of like different types of personalities, within your working team, within your relationship, because some of you is more kind of concerned with the material. We have the Capricorn here, which is very material astrological sign, and we have also Taurus, so someone who is also concerned about the beauty, aesthetics, ownership and stuff. But then on the other side we have the Pisces here. Pisces are more collective, they just they are more communicative, and we have also Gemini, that are definitely like the sign that is significant for having to be, like being kind of dependent on the other. You can't do anything on your own. You depend on someone is dependent on you. Maybe it's a form of burden. Maybe you feel like you need a bit of a space, a bit of a fresh air, but somehow it's associated with walking on a broken glass, because the rock here kind of, to me, is significant for like walking on a broken glass. It's almost like you stepped on a broken glass, you stepped on something, you entered the realm or the space, maybe on a psychological level, maybe on a physical level. You literally step into something, you walked into something. Now you have to recover, you have to you are in a state of realization, what has caused the problem, who is causing it. And if you are being punished for something, if you feel like it's a bit of a injustice, you don't deserve this, and maybe the work is your punishment, maybe what you were doing is a punishment, and you just don't know why you are in this position in life. All the cards kind of suggest of that it's important to realize what's going on. Okay. Another thing what's important is to communicate it. You definitely will have people in your surrounding who will listen, because the Two of Cups is significant for someone listening. Maybe you haven't expressed yourself properly. Also, you have to fight for yourself. On this right side, the active side, it looks like you have to realize who is pulling the strings, who is causing you being kind of walking on a broken glass, being enslaved, doing things that you don't want to, feeling guilty, feeling like you haven't done enough, feeling you are not doing enough. What should you do? And start expressing yourself. I think that's very, very important here. So I hope this reading was inspirational. It was a bit long, I think. Maybe it doesn't seem long. It's longer than usual. But I really hope, I wish you luck on your journey, and I really hope that you will find a way how to deal with this issue, walking on a broken glass, feeling guilty, to being on the road to heal yourself, to find maybe possibly new journey, new people, if that's necessary. You definitely have potential here. Like we have those Two Cups here, and the Ace of Cups, which is a really good sign for healing of all kinds and all new possibilities. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading, and I might see you in my next reading, and I hope you have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening or night, depending on whenever you are looking at this reading or listening to this reading. And bye bye for now. So if you have chosen this key, then this reading is for you. And today we have chosen topic, are you walking on a broken glass, which means that, are you being punished for something? Do you feel like maybe you have done something? Do you feel that someone might make you feel like you've done something and you it's undeserved? Is your life being quite difficult as a result of that? Let's have a look. I've shuffled the cards, and let's see what will be the first card. Oh, we've got exhaustion. Okay, we've had exhaustion in the previous reading, but it doesn't matter, because the topics are always related. When we have one topic, the cards are very similar, because we are dealing with a similar problem. Anyway, so exhaustion card, and we have sorrow. Okay, so you definitely feel. I'm gonna have to adjust the light because. Okay, still not really successful. I have to find the right adjustment. I think this might be a bit better. So so far we have this combination of sorrow and exhaustion, which kind of suggests that you are walking on a broken glass. We have ordinariness, that's a kind of first positive card, really nice, but really depending on what other cards we are going to put on the table. Now, the sorrow and exhaustion feels like you are being in a position of where have to deal with quite a lot of stuff, and on top of that, you feel like it's not being resolved. It's not, you're not making a lot of progress. So we have to look at other cards to see, whether you have potential to make progress. Okay, we have the Hermit. That's a good combination with this card because it looks like you have already started the process of change. And then we've got the Prince of Wands. That's the card of new adventures, new beginnings, and opening new doors, new possibilities. So that's really good. That's another healing card. And then we've got 10 of Discs, which is a card that speaks about a lot of potential in the material realm, but also growing your projects, your business, your family, walking in the footsteps of your ancestors. Maybe to think about that, maybe the burden or the walking on a broken glass, feeling exhausted, feeling guilty, for not taking, not being very good in taking things into your hands, being able to cope with the workload, being able to cope with situations, maybe regarding the family, because 10 of Discs also represents family. Maybe you are someone who would like to kind of free yourself from those responsibilities. Maybe you are not a person who wants to go on the material journey in your life too much, and you would like to experience some adventure. Maybe you feel like you are too young to be dealing with things that you are dealing with. So those are all those things, that come to my mind when I look at these cards. We've got the Innocent card from the Symbolon, and it's all about, not expecting what's to come, feeling attacked. Without you have a sense of, maybe you haven't predicted, things correctly, that because this bottom row is basically associated with the past. Maybe something happened, it already happened in your life. Maybe you just feel like you should have predicted this. Sleeping Beauty. Okay, Sleeping Beauty. That you have definitely something in you that you are waiting to be discovered. Okay, and then we've got the Cemetery card from the Symbolon, and let's have a look at this interesting combination of cards. Okay, so it looks like you really do not like having too much responsibility in your hand. You look like a person to me who would like to kind of live your life more spontaneously. You just feel like there is a lot of pressure from the external world, the material world. There are lots of expectations, that are being put on your back. You just feel like you do not want to literally step into the everyday life kind of, circle. It's not so much, okay. because we are talking about walking on a broken glass, I have to kind of return to that topic, even though I also see a different kind of narrative here unfolding. But walking on a broken glass can actually mean, in respect to this reading, that you feel guilty for not wanting something that other people want from you. You are more spiritual person, you are more adventurous person, you are maybe attracted more to nature, you are maybe attracted to some things that your family, people in your surrounding do not find very important, but from your perspective they are very important. Yes, you do live quite a bit in a fantasy world. You like dream. Maybe you are a daydreamer. Maybe you just like to get inspired by things that are not very ordinary. Even though we've got ordinariness, you find ordinariness a bit boring. You find the kind of everyday life a bit too. You just feel like you're suffocating. When you are in when you are going through the kind of routines that are expected from adult mature person, whether it's at home, in your household, at your workplace, at school, just find all of these ridiculous rituals, surrounding like everyday life, sometimes a bit boring, daunting. The card suggests that you should go your own way. Okay, whatever, you have to create your own unique journey in your life. So walking on a broken glass, okay, I'm gonna have to go back to that question, to that topic for today's reading. Feeling guilty for not going the path that people expect you. Does someone actually literally make you feel guilty for not doing things, not behaving in a certain way? Well, the cards say that you should behave that way. You shouldn't really listen too much to other people, what they tell you, how you should behave, what you should do. Maybe there is a little bit of a good advice in what other people tell you, but all in all, it looks like you're a more creative person. You're more person who you just basically have this inner push, inner desire that you want to go somewhere. Maybe you want to leave from work, maybe you want to leave the family, the kind of traditions that are suffocating you. The unicorn card here kind of suggests that you have to be careful wherever you go. You have to be careful that you don't fall into those kind of routines, because the guy who is basically ready to snap, who wants to attack this beautiful and innocent unicorn, is a sign of the reality, who is trying to kind of attack this beautiful, peaceful fantasy world. Maybe the world in which you are living. You're literally scared. We have the cemetery card. You're literally scared, running away from the everyday life. Maybe you have inherited some money from family. Now you feel like you should do something. You have committed to something. But to be honest, the card suggests that you should go your own way. You have the Hermit card, which stands in the center, and it's a really important card for exploration, for inner exploration, for exploration of all kinds. Maybe external exploration, when maybe you just really want to go and sit on a train and just explore the rest of the world and find your own ways, of living this life. And I really feel like that's definitely something that you should do. You must be a little bit careful, because you have a Sleeping Beauty card that's right underneath the Prince of Wands, which is the adventurer. So you have to be a little bit careful, that you are not going too far with your fantasies, with your dreams, with your ideals, because that the card might suggest that you will always attract people and situations that are trying to wake you up from the dream, make you realize that what you're fantasizing about is not a reality, but you can make it reality, to be honest. You have to find your own way of, for example, um, earning money, so you can become, for example, a writer, you can do creative things, you can do all sorts of different jobs. You don't have to be stuck at one job, which is something that the exhaustion card suggests. Being stuck in one position, one work, that's probably not something for you. You would like to move from one place to another. That's probably something that would you would enjoy a bit more. Anyway, let's have a look at the astrological sign. I'm not going to talk about all of them because we have a combination of them, but something that's something that really sticks out for me. So we have the Capricorn. Capricorn is associated with all material, having routines in place, being a very kind of focused on the material. And the material can be also represented here by the cemetery. That's quite, even though it's spiritual in a way, it's not something that we can touch. The cemetery is like material representation of something that is beyond our understanding. We don't know what's the experience in afterlife, of the afterlife, until it happens. We are afraid of something here. We're not really. It suggests that we're not really material people. We are literally like afraid to materialize something that should be left alone. So you don't sometimes really understand, what's this fuss about, these routines, the material kind of very rational rituals, that we have during our everyday life. Then you have another physical kind of astrological sign, the Virgo. Okay, so that's associated with having things in order. Maybe you're not really a person who likes things in order. Maybe that's something that rest of your family is doing. Maybe that's something that you have observed all your life, as a child, something that really bores you. That's basically not something that you want to do. And again, we have Virgo here, and the Mercury planet, and it looks like in this case it could be that the ordinary is kind of contradicted, with something. It's it doesn't go the way it is expected. Okay, so you're maybe like a free element, free particle that is, you're not only the unicorn, you're also this guy who is ready to strike. You want to do something about your situation. You don't want to be stuck in a position of everyday kind of routine life, boring. That's not you, and you want to be awakened by something. So the kind of most important astrological sign that kind of stands out here for me is the Cancer and association with the moon, because I think that you want to be real. I think that you want to really find out what's going on in your heart. You're on a journey basically of discovering what's in your heart. The Sorrow card may be associated with pushing your limits, doing something that you don't want to. Don't do things that you really don't want to. Don't push yourself to do things. The walking on a broken glass literally can mean, regarding this reading, that you are feeling you're not feeling yourself. You have, because you are walking the path, you are expected to walk the path. Maybe you haven't even started that, but there's no one and nothing that make you walk that path. Now, the cards definitely suggest that you should find unique way, of living. Don't follow necessarily the well-known structures, the well-known ways, paths, you know, that other people suggest you. But there will be definitely a way of income if you are thinking about that. You have the 10 of discs, which also suggests that you will find way how to make money without doing the kind of tedious routines that maybe are suggested to you. Anyway, I hope this reading was an inspiration to you, and you will be able to resolve, you know, the situation that you are in right now. And I wish you a lot of luck on this journey, and maybe we will see each other in my next reading. And I wish you really beautiful morning, afternoon, evening or night, depending on whenever you are looking at this video. And bye bye for now. So if you've chosen this beautiful brown butterfly, then this reading is for you. And today we are talking about walking on a broken glass, which means that maybe you feel guilty for something. Maybe you are being punished for something that you didn't do. Maybe you are being punished for something that you have done, but you think that the punishment is way too big for you. You feel guilty, and it's just really not nice to feel that way. It feels maybe something that you have to do. So the way you think suggests that maybe you should walk away. You know, maybe you should have a word with someone to resolve things. You know, let's have a look what cards we're gonna have. And we have isolation. Okay, so that's that might be a way of punishment, being isolated. But we also have this ice here that looks like a glass. Have your emotions been frozen, going with the flow? Then that's kind of almost, it's quite irritating that you can't see it. The light is definitely not helping here. I'm gonna have to play with it a little bit. And the combination is like, we've got lots of water here, okay? Lots of emotions. You're dealing with emotions. Then you have really good card here, the guidance. Okay, so you're definitely, you will have support. If you don't have support right now, you will definitely have support very, very, very soon, because that's a card that suggests that you're not going to be on your own with whatever is happening to you at the moment. Let's have a look at other cards, because I need a little bit more cards on the table to make the right associations, the connections. But so far, I think that the cards already gonna suggest that you are being suffering. We have the 5 of Cups. Yeah, we have which basically is another card for like experiencing sorrow. Feeling guilt. And then we've got the Success card, which is good because in combination with the card that we already have here, that's a really good sign. I like that combination. Anyway, let's put another card. So this card, 8 of Swords, is about not being sure which way to go, what choice to make. Okay. Interesting. So maybe you should, maybe you're even afraid to grasp the opportunity. Someone is offering you now to make another step in the, you know, to get out from the position that you are. When it comes to obviously the topic for today's reading, walking on a broken glass, feeling guilty, feeling disappointed about something that haven't been, you know, what we thought it's going to be. You know, the disappointment card that you have right in the center suggests that it's something that you are going through still at this very moment. And I'm just gonna put the symbol and cards on the table, because I need a little bit more to learn about this central card. Okay, so we have the couple from the symbol who is basically cuffed together. So that suggests that you might have commitment to someone or something. You know, the other person might also represent a project, a work or something. Okay, and cult card from Symbolon. That's really interesting because that's another form of commitment. Okay, do you have a very, very strong commitment to something or someone? We have caring card, so it might be that you have a commitment to family, you have a commitment to another living being. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a child. This is a symbolic, you know, representation of something. It could be a cat, it could be a dog, it could be a work, it could be anything. You have committed to something, okay? And now you feel guilty for choosing another way, choosing between two routes. I mean, the Eight of Swords, we have two swords here, okay? It's interesting how we've got twos here. We've got the angel and the person who is being directed by this angel, you know, guided by it's literally guidance. The person is being guided by this angel who walks her into the light. You know, that suggests that you are already touching the opportunity, you know, the possibility of someone helping you. You know, we've got to, and maybe that's someone who you do not expect to actually help you. Maybe that kind of the helping hand will literally appear out of nowhere. So you should definitely have a hope. Okay, are you walking on a broken glass? I'm gonna have to go back to that topic that we have chosen for today's reading, even though another story is also unfolding here in front of my eyes, which might be associated also with work. We have the success card. The success card, we have 6 discs, and the circle that's in the middle represents the table, you know, so we've got 6 people sitting at the table. The astrological association here is with the Taurus, so we have the material obligation to be part of some group. Is this a work? Is this a family? Do you feel guilt? Do you feel like you are not really with it anymore? Have you not ever felt like you were with it, even in the past, you know, in the present? Isolation means that you might be thinking, am I the only one who sees what's happening? Am I the only one who is experiencing this internal kind of unhappiness, you know, the dissatisfaction, you know, with the way we are doing things, you know? Things are in imbalance, you know, because we have the Libra sign, and it's associated with the planet Venus, which is significant for love. Are you feeling like you're not really living according to your heart? You know, you have chosen this kind of strange path that you don't understand. We have Scorpio. Scorpio suggests that we are not capable of seeing things, and things look a bit mysterious to us. We don't understand them. They're not really clear. We can't make a full sense of the relationship that we have with another person, with another group. However, for some reason you are good with you have a good social skills, and that's really strange because you almost doubt of your social skills for some reason. But you are very good in caring. You might be really good with doing all sorts of like forms of social work, you know. You might be also the person who is giving guidance to other people. You might be in the sector where you literally advise other people, customer service, you know, being a person of connection. But you feel also at the same time that you cannot give advice to yourself for some reason. Are you being part of some company that you're not feeling comfortable with? That's just this card. We've got another Scorpio and Pluto. Pluto is obsessed with kind of mysterious stuff, and also with being seen as someone, building this kind of aura, strange aura, mysterious characteristics. Maybe the group that you're part of relationship, it might be your partner as well sometimes. Doesn't have to be a group. You are basically in relationship with someone who makes you feel like it doesn't you just feel right. Maybe you want to separate from someone, okay, because we have the similar card where you are literally being cuffed with someone and you feel like obligation, responsibility to stay within that relationship. Cult also suggests that, because we feel like we have signed the contract, we are now obliged to go that way, and now we feel responsibility for that. But going with the flow suggests that you should definitely listen to your heart. Five of discs, Five of Cups is literally associated with listening to your heart, listening to your inner position. The feeling disappointment, which this card is associated with, it's associated with not living your life according to your true values, related to your heart. Are you walking the path in your life where you are listening to your heart? Do you do seriously what you really want to do? If you do not listen to your inner heart, then you might be experiencing the isolation, in the future. You will be walking on a broken glass as long as you are not following your inner heart. And it's really important to just let go of the idea that you are committed to someone, you are committed to something, you have signed a contract. Stop pressurizing yourself. Stop feeling too responsible, okay? Because you might have that kind of carer syndrome where you feel like you can't let go because the other person, the team is, relying on your job, relying on your presence, what you say, what you do. It's the Eight of Swords might also represent being able to make that right decision for yourself, because you always kind of look at others. You take others into consideration in your future journey, but you already know that you're not feeling like you want to walk that path. I think you're gonna have to find balance in between what you want and what other people want. Do not feel like you have obligations to live your life according to other people's standards. Even if did someone make you feel guilty? Are you being punished for not doing enough? Are you being punished for maybe someone reminds you, someone in your surrounding does remind you of you're doing too much, relax, and you feel like you can't. You're doing too much that you feel isolated. That card kind of sticks out. The combination of these cards suggests that you need to, there is a need actually for isolation, but in a different kind of way. You need to let go. You need to stop feeling too responsible, too caring. You need help now. Let other people take over. Let other people, give you the guidance. Be also in a position of someone who needs to be looked after. And going with the flow also suggests that you need a break if you are overworking yourself. You know, if you are dealing with lots of administration, which is possible with this combination of cards, you know. If another person is dependent on you, which is something that is suggested by these two cards here, then you're gonna have to make them kind of be aware of that you are also a human being. You also need time off. You also need to start living your life. You need to mainly relax, forgive yourself for not being able to give to the other person maybe what they expect from you. Maybe they feel like you should be punished for not being there for them, not being in love with them, not being fully committed to them. And from your point of view, the other person might be a bit strange, bit you don't really understand, you know. These combination of cards, like this middle line, suggests that there might have been even a breakup, you know, nasty breakup. Someone might make you feel like you have been responsible for the breakup, for what has happened in the relationship. And I think that you will get through this point, though. It looks like you will get the guidance. It might be in a form of finding a new partner. Maybe you will stay with a current partner, or with your ex-partner. You will go back into that relationship, but now you will be kind of refreshed. You know, you will realize where was the mistake, where was the imbalance, because we have Libra here, you know, the sign of there might have been some imbalance as well. Like I said, give yourself a little bit of break. You know, you need to rest. You definitely need to rest. Your heart, your feelings have been hurt, and you just need someone to give you a little bit of guidance, a little bit of support, emotional support mainly. So I hope this reading was an inspiration to you, and it kind of helped you a little bit more to understand the situation that might be happening to you. And anyway, I might see you in my next future reading, and I hope you can resolve whatever, you know, is currently happening in your life. And have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, depending on when you are looking at this video. And bye bye for now.